What impressed you most about Didi's performance?
Oh, one of those guys you like that he's on your side. You know what got me really fired up was the first play of the game he made. That was, I mean, it was a really good play, I think, on the surface, but when you really dig in it, it was a great play to kick things off. Obviously a tough night out there, conditions-wise, and he handled a couple plays defensively that I think get overshadowed by the big night, but some big swings from him, and yeah, a really great performance on the opener.
2 home runs. He hit 25 last year, missing a month. What do you think he's capable of for a season?
Well, I mean, I would hate to start speculating on that, but I think we've seen a really good player continue to get better and better each year, and and he's come out this year, and it's been a lot of good at-bats. I mean, up in Toronto, even though he did some damage up there, there were some hard outs that they ran down against him. So, he's a guy you like seeing come up there in a big spot and with runners on base, and, came through in a big way tonight.
Eric, to your right.
Aaron, do you think because of some of the other shortstops in the American League, like Lindor and Correa, even Simmons and Anaheim, that Didi gets overlooked a little bit?
Maybe. I think everyone around the game understands what a good player he is and what a big-time money player he's become. And, I think everyone, certainly his peers, I think, have a lot of respect for him around the league. And the guys in our room, really respect and just who he is. And, there were a lot of fun comments on the bench like, man, Didi, just about their teammate. And it was quite a show he put on today.
To your left, Mike.
Aaron, what do you make of Giancarlo's 5 strikeouts and the fans booing him?
Yeah, just goes with the territory. I like when the big boy doesn't get any and we're able to score 11, because there's going to be a lot of days where we hop on his back. And, for being that kind of a day, I actually thought I thought he looked okay at the plate. I thought he was close on a couple. I thought he almost clipped a couple on a couple balls he fouled off. So, just one of those days when you're a big-time slugger like that. There'll be days like that, and the fact that we were still able to roll out 11, I don't even blink at it.
Ron.
When Didi, after the Stanton trade, tweeted to you, hey, Skip, am I still batting cleanup? What was your response to him whenever you either tweeted to him or spoke with him?
Nothing, man. We have pretty good banter back and forth, but you know what? One of the things I love about Didi is you can tell he loves to play. And, there's not a lot of frills. He's obviously an interesting guy and very artistic and very intelligent and, speaks all these languages. And but when it comes right down to it, he likes to play. And it's something that I appreciate. When you like to come out and get after it with your craft, that's fun to watch. And that's something that's become apparent to me, is just how much he likes to play the game.
Brian, to your right, Aaron.
Aaron, what was your thinking with taking Montgomery out at 80 pitches and going to Holder there?
We thought he was coming towards the end. He we had his pitch count. We had a few more pitches we could have played with, but we felt like just struggling through that last batter. I think his legs tightened up on him a little bit out there as well in that 5th, and we felt like we would be pushing it to start the next inning with him.
Coley, you left.
Aaron, just on Didi and that 4th spot, what is it about his overall makeup as a player, as a hitter, that suits him for that position? There's versatility in his swing. He can handle a lot of pitches. With the guys we have in front of him, there's going to be traffic out there. And, for our lineup, we have a lot of patient guys, and he worked another walk tonight. So we've challenged him to be even more of a patient hitter. But the reality is he's a bit of a free swinger too. But we like that because he can handle good pitching too. He can handle
different pitches in the strike zone and do damage with those. And we feel like, you know, hitting in the middle of the order, there's going to be a lot of opportunities with men on base because, between Gardy and Judge and Giancarlo, those guys are going to be on base a lot. And, Didi's a guy I love seeing up there with runners on base.
Back right, Aaron.
Aaron, just talk about the feeling of getting a win in your first home opener at the stadium.
It's great. It really is. And, I honestly didn't know if we were going to play tonight. It was, when I was here with you guys earlier, it felt very up in the air, 50-50 to me. And once we got the go-ahead to play, it wasn't great conditions, but, I love the way our guys competed. And, ultimately each day, the plan we put in place, and we go out there, and the goal is to shake hands at the end of the day. And there's nothing sweeter, certainly as a player, but certainly being a manager, when you get it done.
Middle left in the back, Aaron.
Aaron, how good was it to have you fall in the stands to see this victory?
Yeah, it was good, and I'm glad we got it in now because all my family and stuff's got to go back home tomorrow. So I'm glad that they got to be here, even though it was the kind of conditions. And looking forward to see them when I'm finished with you, and having the kids come in the clubhouse and stuff, and just kind of take a minute to appreciate it. I'm grateful for it.
Tyler in the middle, Aaron.
You've worked a lot of games here, but upstairs, in the broadcast booth, what was different? I mean, everything's different, but what did you notice that was noticeably different to you, being in your seat today, and what stands out about the experience the first time?
It's always kind of figuring out every ballpark now I go in, Toronto, and now being here, where I want to be on offense and defense, and the best sight lines for me, and how I can be next to my coaches, see my third base coach, see Reggie, excuse me. But I love it's a nice view from down there, especially when Didi's hitting him out of the yard like he was. That makes it really nice.
Did you find a comfortable spot to stand, like where your place is going to be?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of tonight was trying to stay warm too, making sure I kept the feet moving. So it got a little numb there, but all in all, it was just fun to watch those guys go out and perform.
Couple more. Eric and Mark had a hand up.
And before the game, you guys had announced that you had acquired Trace Thompson. Will he be coming here, or is he going to be stored in minor league for insurance?
I will have to go through that with Cash, and I haven't seen him. All the pregame stuff was weather related and getting everyone ready, so I'll have to see. I know we did claim him, and so I'll get with them and see what the plan is going forward.
Mark.
Aaron, when you look at the lineup you're putting out there, pitchers have to work so hard with Judge and Stanton. Do you think there's a letdown factor at all when Didi's coming up? You mean they get through those two guys, and then here's another guy? It seems like it's a pretty relentless part of the order there.
No question. I mean, that's, one of the things from a game plan standpoint, from a strength of our team is, each and every night, for the most part, we're going to make it hard on you, even when you have our way with us. There's going to be times we get shut down a little bit, but I guarantee it's because the other guy's making pitches and having to work real hard. And even for Archer tonight, he gets through 5 and was close to 100 pitches, I think, and figure that the last pitch he threw was a double play ball, a bullet off the bat of Gary. So even though we haven't really broken through in a big way to that point, we still have, their ace, up in the 90s, with 4+ innings going. And so I do think that's a tribute to our guys, whether it's a let up with the rest of the guys. I don't know, but I think when you're constantly throwing high-stress pitches, high-leverage pitches, eventually we have guys up and down the order that can take advantage when you do make a mistake.